Hey guys, today is January 3rd, 2011, and this is my first video of the year. Wanted to show you an update on my hydroponic tomatoes. And here you can see we have the Tiny Tims, and they've pretty much doubled in size since last you've seen them. And actually 35 days after planting from seed, I had flowers appearing, and here are the flowers today. Today is day 41. And so I guess I'll have tomatoes shortly. And over here I have my Mexico midgets, which are not midgets. I mean, they're growing so fast. They're thick and green and bushy, and these are getting flowers now too. You can see right there, which I'm really happy about. And my goal this year for my indoor garden is to have hundreds of tomatoes by the end of February. We'll see if I could do that, but I hope that's what happens. You can see here, this is nice, thick and green, and this one also has flowers. And then over here I have my micro toms, which are living up to their name because they're very small and short, not growing too fast, way shorter than the other varieties of tomatoes. And there's another one, and over here I have my orange cherries, and those are nice and healthy. I'm a little bit worried as to how tall they're going to grow. They're supposed to be determinate, but it seems that they're growing kind of fast, and that's what has me worried. But if they grow tall, I can deal with it because I have light to do it. And over here is my top secret government experiment that I can't reveal. At least I won't reveal if it fails. And right here I have a snapdragon. My yellow snapdragons bloomed, and they're nibbling at my tomato plants, which is pretty cool. I never had plants that I brought in from the fall actually bloom, but they have the light to do it. So alright, over here I have my Little Fingers carrots, and they haven't really been growing too fast. They're kind of slow growers, I guess, or they don't like the soil I put them in or something. But I guess they'll eventually produce a carrot, so we'll see what happens with those. And over here are my bigger fingers carrots. They're actually the burpee carrots that I showed you in my last video, and those are doing a lot better than the little fingers. And then over here I have my lemon basil, which is doing really good, and I can't wait to snip some of that off and use it on some fish. And there's my sage. Sage is doing really good too. And there's another sage, and this one had a sage but it didn't make it, so I'll probably stick something else in there. Well, since my Mexico midgets are growing so fast and they're going to grow really tall, probably 6 feet tall, I'm going to need a bigger reservoir. And if you can see down here, check out the roots. Those are nice and healthy and white, and I'm afraid that this whole container is just going to become one big root mass. So what I'm going to do is take the lid off of this one and put it on a 14-gallon, which they fit both the same lids, so it's an easy exchange. And I'll make another hydroponic unit off that lid over there and put it on this one, and maybe move the orange cherries into that one. So each plant will have its own hydroponic unit. Well, since my tomatoes are starting to bloom, I'm going to switch out the hydroponic nutrient solution to Floramado, and that's supposed to benefit tomatoes particularly, so we'll see how that goes. And I'm also going to switch out one of my metal halide bulbs and put in a high pressure sodium light, and that'll help out with the flowering. One of the lights I'm going to keep as a metal halide, so I have a good combination of the two. Okay, what you see here is where I grew my Roma tomatoes last year, and I had 5 plants under there, under 3 of my dual socket vent pipe creations, and I was using 6 68-watt bulbs, and it wasn't very energy efficient because I was using over 400 watts of electricity just for 5 plants, and that's the reason this year I'm growing under the metal halide bulbs, because they're more cost effective. You get more lumens per watt. So if you look here on the screen, I'll post you a little chart comparing CFLs to high pressure sodium or metal halide, and you'll clearly see that you'll get more light per watt from HID fixtures. But I do recommend CFLs if you're growing in a small space or you only have a couple plants. Okay, looky what we have here. This is my tomato plants under the Aerogarden lights, or in the Aerogarden unit. That one there is my orange cherry. It's a lot taller than the other 2 guys growing in here with it. This is the Micro Tom, and everything's growing not as fast in this unit as my units out in the shop where I have them under metal halides, and I'm guessing that's just because I'm using 2 26-watt CFLs, which don't produce the amount of lumens that the metal halides do. So these guys aren't getting quite as much light energy. Here you can see the lights that the Aerogarden uses. There's 2 26-watt CFL bulbs, and everything does pretty good under them, but it's just not as strong as the HID lighting, the metal halide or high pressure sodium. And actually last year when I was growing tomatoes under CFLs, the 68-watt CFLs, and next to them I was growing some other plants under metal halides, the tomatoes ended up growing toward the metal halide bulbs. Even though they were getting plenty of light from the CFLs, they were just attracted to the brighter light. So anyway, that's it for this week, and I'll update in a couple weeks and show you how everything's doing. Alright, take care.